Hello, this is Diecast Loon. I hope you're all doing well, and today's video is going to be the restoration of this Matchbox number 85 Saab Sonett, copyright 1973. So this is the car that I'm going to be doing. As mentioned in a previous video, this is the car that I got from a, I don't want to say second-hand shop, like I said, he calls it a retro shop, which sells all manner of cool items if you're into the retro stuff, skateboards, surfboards and BMXs and diecast and all sorts of stuff. I will leave a name for the shop in the video in case you want to check it out at some point. But with that being said, let's take a closer look at the car that we're going to be taking a look at, or should I say working on. So the glass is in not too bad a condition, which is good. That will polish out some of the scratches. And the wheels are cool as well, so that's pretty good. So just basically, from what I can see, it's just going to be a straightforward strip, clean up, re-chrome the wheels, clean up the base. And like I said, I have got this paint. I don't think it's the exact shade, but I think it's near enough. So this will just be a straightforward restoration, no added details, no lights, just a straightforward resto. As this car does exist in real life. This is, like I said, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Saab Sonett 3, but I did look these cars up, and I didn't look into what engine it has or much about it. I wanted to see if the car, see the actual real car, and it's a good looking car, and Matchbox hasn't done a bad representation of it. The only thing this car gives away is it looks like it's quite a large car, when actual fact in real life these were quite the back end's quite shunt on these, quite short. They do it in two versions. They do it with like a glass panelled back, and they do it with a slightly more rounder scalloped back. I think there's two versions of this particular car in real life, but nonetheless this is pretty cool. So I think without any further ado, we will get it drilled out and take a look at the inside, so just bear with me. And there it is, we're back, and this came apart really easy. With these older castings, you don't want to drill too heavily, you want to drill really slowly, because they can get quite brittle. As you can see, it's come apart very nicely. Just a little gentle push. Look at that. So that is in really good condition. So I have a little pot of warm soapy water there in the background ready just to dunk this straight into. So we'll stick that straight in the parts washer and the glass, and like I said, it's just warm soapy water, and I'll see if I can get these off without destroying the base. That's it, that's come off nicely, and same with this one, hopefully a little bit tighter. Hang on, there you go, it's going to come off. I can't see, just got to do it. There you go, got it. Because sometimes these can get brittle with age, which is understandable, because this is like, you know, over 40-year-old, come on for nearly 50-year-old, so these get very brittle, you know. But that's in pretty good nick. And like I said in the earlier part of the video, these wheels are quite nice if I can get hold of them. So they will clean up nice. So I'll just put them to one side for the minute. And the base should be pretty straightforward as well. As you can see, I didn't drill too madly, it didn't need it. And then we'll put that little piece of plastic, which hasn't faded too badly, because these usually go white, so that can go into the parts washer as well, and then just leave the base ready for the stripping. So I will get back accordingly. And I'm back, and whilst the car is doing its thing in the stripping bath, as you can see, this is out of the parts wash now, and it's quite really nice. No fade to the front part or the back, which is good, so that's pretty cool. The glass screen has had a good wash and a dry off, and I have given it a slight going over, but I've got a little bit more polishing to do to it yet. Got the sides a bit better than they were, so there's still scratches. I just got to put a little bit more paste on there and go over it again and get the screen a bit better, but it is getting there. And this piece has come up quite nice as well, so there's no point going on about that. I've refurbished the wheels, as you can see. They're in pretty good nick, cleaned up and re-chromed. And I had a slight accident with the base. Got the base cleaned up quite nice, as you can see. Got a little bit more polishing to do to it, but I must have knocked off a corner. So that means now that this piece is basically done. So it's no problem. I've got other spare plastic bits. I'll just drill out these rivets, pull that piece off, and I'll put another suspension piece in, and I'll have to glue it into place, but at least it'll, because if I try and put it back together now, it'll just, the wheel will just flap about. So that's a bit of a bummer, but it's not a big problem. I can repair that. So I will probably repair that off camera at some point. And whilst we're at it, we'll just put the camera up a little bit. We'll have a little look in the pot to see how the body works coming on. So I don't even see that, but it is, the paint is pretty much, I think it's ready to slide off. Yeah, it's a little bit longer. Just seeing a little bit more in there again, but it's coming off. It's coming off nicely. But anyway, so the next part will be is to get the body cleaned up, get all that paint off, and get this piece repaired on the bottom bit again. Get this bit repaired. So the next thing you'll see is this repaired and the bodywork cleaned up, ready for spraying. So I'll get on and I'll be back. And there it is, all out the dip and strip, and I've already gone over and taken out most of the casting imperfections, but I've run out at the minute of my really fine sandpaper, so getting really low, so I couldn't really sand it back as much as I'd like to, but I got it back as best I can. It's had 2 coats of primer now, so the next step is I've got enough wet and dry left, just to give it a little bit of wet and dry, and get some more imperfections off, and then I'll get on with the tack coat next. But so the next time you'll see this, it will probably be when it's had its full coats on, I expect. But I just thought I'd show it. It ain't looking too bad. There was quite a few imperfections, but because I'm going for the standard look, I'm not too bothered. Like I said, this is going to have no detailing done to it whatsoever, no lights. I have thought about it. I've managed to repair this for the minute rather than replace it, because all the plastics that I had spare won't fit. They're all too wide. But I've got an idea if it does break, if it does break, which I'm sure it might. I'm just hoping the glue, I didn't use super glue, I used like an epoxy. So hopefully, it seems like it's taken. But anyway, let's get on and put another coat of paint on. And there it is, all ready to be put back together. And it hasn't turned out too bad. As you can see, the body's sprayed, the interior's washed, the underneath and the base is cleaned up, and my repair, I'm hoping, is held. The wheels are refurbed. The glass could have been a bit better, but if you'd seen it was very scratched. I got a lot of the scratches out, so it'll do, you know. And like I said, this car, I don't think I'm gonna glue it back together just yet. I'm gonna just pop it back together. I may go over that screen again at another time, but other than that, it's ready for reassembly. So with that being said, let's put it back together. And there it is, all back together, and I'm really pleased with this one. It's looking really good. It's not quite the shade, but it's near as damn it. The paint I've used is actually a really nice, got a nice bit of silver fleck in it, so it is a lovely looking colour. When I popped it back together, unfortunately that piece did break, but luckily it only broke on one corner again, it didn't come right off. So I just popped a little bit of super glue on it and put the wheel into place. And this car is not going to get played with anyway, it's going to go and end up in my display case. But as the trouble is, see, with the suspension, as you know yourself, it's a flexible plastic that gets brittle, but when you glue something, the glue isn't flexible. That's why I tried to use the epoxy. But anyway, it's back together. It is glued. So I just got to be careful with the wheels for the minute until they go off proper hard. But it is holding quite nice. But as you can see, it's looking really, really good. I am really pleased with this car. All the wheels are nice. And like I said, this is not being detailed at all because it's just going to be, as it is, just a standard car. Just pop the back open if I can. So there's the back. The about to say bonnet with the boot lid up. But it is looking really, really cool. And obviously, as I drop it, there's the underneath, all cleaned up. So, like I said, I just got to be a little bit careful with it for a while. But I haven't glued it. It does stay together. It snaps back together. Because I drilled it out very gently, it snaps back together quite nicely. And I've actually just bought myself the drill kit so I can actually start screwing these together now, rather than being lazy and gluing them, because it's not the fact I can't do them. I have actually tapped and drilled and screwed cars together before. Gluing is just easier because I'm lazy. That's all that boils down to. But so if the suspension does break on it again, I can repair it. But no, it is and it still rolls nice, as you can see. So I'm pleased with it. I hope you all enjoy it. Please stay tuned for more restorations, customs and wheel swaps. Tomorrow's video is going to be a thank you video, as Phil from Diecast for You to See has sent me a gift. I actually missed the post today, so it's in the post office, so I have to go down tomorrow and pick it up. But stay tuned for that thank you video. I'd just like to say thank you to Phil again, but I will be looking at what he sent me, and also I'm going to be doing a giveaway as well, again, just because I've gone past 400 subscribers now, so I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and I'll be giving you the details to that too. So anyway, with that being said, I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching.